I'll read. It's Sunday, the 19th of March 2023, morning of, before the Greyhound racing gets going. So, this is a quick update on the Greyhound strategy bot that we've created. We'll start with the good news first, in that we haven't lost any of our big time green tracks. All the meetings went reasonably well yesterday. I'll come on to the negative shortly. They went reasonably well yesterday, and we made another profit. Now, on yesterday's short video I put out, just trying to fit everything into a quick update in a minute, which was a bit of a struggle. I did mention £111 profit in total, but that should have been 121. So if you remember, one of the previous videos, I actually banked £10 from Sheffield. It was £10.05. So on yesterday's video, I actually totted up these numbers here, and actually I should go along the end here, because if you look at Sheffield, you can see that we've got £19.05 profit for Sheffield, and it's only showing £9 here, so that's a £10 discrepancy. So topping up these numbers then today, we get to £173.65 minus £121 profit running total gives us a profit yesterday of about £52, which I'm more than happy with. Really, really good news. Again, probably about 3/4, 75 to 80% of me is just waiting for this to go sort of peak tom. Losing the one. We did get the one yesterday. It was last night. I'm going to go on to last night in a second. But last night we had a rollover for a second consecutive loss, and it was a £60 liability. So I think I've said in the past, and when we do lose a track on the green, we're going to lose anywhere between 50 and about 80 to £85 as a max. We can lose somewhere around that. But that hasn't happened yet, so that's good news. However, part of the bad news is we've lost Toaster. That go back along here to the left. You can see Toaster's paused itself with a 61 pence profit. Now, if I open that up, you can see that it lost two consecutive races. That was at 10 to 3 and half 3 yesterday afternoon. So Toaster is history. Other negatives from last night is late in the night there was a few losses. I think there was like Sheffield and Yarmouth. If I just open these up, actually just have a quick look. Yeah, so I say a few losses, I don't mean like two consecutive ones obviously, but actually there's only one for Yarmouth. What I did notice was there wasn't 6 dogs running, which to be honest I hadn't really considered. I'm thinking, well, when there's only 5 dogs running, there's less obviously forecasts, and does that less possibilities? Does that mean that's reflected in the odds? I think it probably is, because obviously the odds there was 6.7 or 6.8, whereas all the others were up at 8 or 9. And then if you look at the Sheffield one, which is one I want to look at properly, this one here. The 10:03 last night at Sheffield. I was astounded when I went and had a look at it, because I know it didn't lose, but the odds were only 4. So I had a little look to see why the odds were 4 instead of like 8 and 9, what it had been for the other part of the evening. And when I had a look at Sport and Life, I'm just going to it now. I'll come back to that spreadsheet in a second. But if we look at the 10:03 at Sheffield from last night, you can see there was only 3 dogs running. I couldn't believe it. Number 6 doesn't even appear, so it was only meant to be a 5-dog race. And then 4 and 5 were declared as non-runners, so there was only 3 running, which totally limits the combinations there. I think that'll come down to 6 different combinations. And if we go back, I think so the finishing positions were 1, 3 and 2. And if we go back, we had 2 and 1. So we did actually win the bet, because it was 1 and 3 that finished. But we had 2 and 1. And I'm thinking, do I want to be putting money on these with the risk of losing? And the odds are lower. I'm going to have a think about it. My theory there is probably duck out of any races that have got less than 6 dogs. You can do that in a couple of ways in the software. You can see there has to be sort of between 6 and 6 dogs, or you can say don't put a bet on if there's less than 6 kind of thing. So I'm having to think about that. I'm going to probably do that because there was another one up here, Crayford. If you look at Crayford, the last one was a loser because I've got an odd number here, £25 and 60 pence. So if I open that one up, you can see the last race of last night, and I believe that was only a 5-dog race as well. And we lost that one, and we lost the one quite a bit before that. I'm not sure how many dogs were on that race. I haven't looked at that. So 7 o'clock and then 20 to 10. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same with Sheffield for this one. I'm going to reset it and bank that £25.60 just in case the first race, the next meet at Crayford is a loser. I just want to see if there's Crayford today, and at the same time I'll look through the cards for today. So if we look at race cards, no, so there's no Crayford today. You can see all the cards there. There's only 10 meets by the looks of it there. And there's Pelo Grange. Now that is a new one. I believe that's not even in the red. Sheffield will be getting on that, so that's 1. Central Park's in the green, so 2. Oxford's still in the red. Pelo Grange will be created in the red. Toasters paused, finished. Hollow and Hollow, there's a morning and an afternoon, morning and evening. They're in the green. Doncaster has been paused in the red. Kinsley has been paused in the red, and Sunderland's in the green. So that's about, I think about 5 we'll be getting on today. We'll just create Pelo Grange in the red and see how it gets on today. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 races, so we'll create that in the red. So we'll get created here using this template here. So that was it for yesterday. I've just gone through the race cards for today. So I'm just quickly show you. I think there was one other thing I wanted to mention. I can't remember what it was now. Yeah, so another negative is the fact that we've now got 5 tracks paused in the red that didn't make it on the green. So I'm just thinking, how lucky have we been? Because we've got 5 paused in the red, but none yet in the green. So we haven't lost but 60 to 80 quid or 50 to 80 quid. Is that just luck, or is it because I'm actually doing a first stage filter on them in this red section here? Again, the majority of me would say it's probably luck. I could have easily have been 3 in here and 2 in here, or 3 in the green and 2 in the red. Or is it just because I've been filtering them and making sure that up to 90% people pop them into the green? I don't know. I need to try and find some numbers on forecasts for different tracks and see if there's any discrepancies, because obviously if there's a lot less chance of a forecast or the first 2 favourites coming in, then we need to get on those tracks. Basically, would save all this sort of work, because we could just get on them straight away. However, in the meantime, this is how I'm running it. So what I'll do is I'll just show you quickly. If I click on that, and then you can just duplicate that selected one, and then you can see it's created down here at the bottom. What I do now is I just edit the name of it. And change that to, so I'll always keep the template. We'll change that to Pelo Grange. Okay, so that's it then. Out of the bottom you can see, I've just sort these again, it'll just slot into place. And a P there at the top. So you can see there at the top. If I just tick off and just open that up. Well, basically all we need to do, it's already set to 0 because my template's 0, so I don't need to faff around with any of the figures. But we do need to change the venue, which the default's the template set to Perry Bar. So just click on that. We go down here and find Pelo Grange, which is in the list because we've specified Greyhounds as the market, the forecast market, and then we remove Perry Bar and we just save that. And then you'll see everything here is in the right order. So you've got like two pence stakes and things like that. So we'll just turn it on, and that's ready for Pelo Grange meet today, which I think starts about 11:15, 12 o'clock, something like that. And we'll start tracking that one today. One other thing I wanted to mention was because I had a comment about the forecast market. If you go into events and markets, Oh, actually, I'm showing here so there's a 3 minutes past 10 at Sheffield last night. So if I open that up, and this screen here, if I go to bets first, instead of confusing this, if I go to bets first, you can see the bets I put on. So you've got the £1, which is the big green one here. Looking at the strategy name, you've got 2p from the red lay section at Sheffield. You've got 2p from the very top strategy that I'm using just to collate data. Explained in previous videos if you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about there. So you can see we put £1 on 2p and 2p. And we won them all because all green profit. If we go to selections there, well, you can see there was only 3 dogs running. So you see the white and the green one. The green is the winning line. So 1-3-1. And we had our money on 2-1 there because you can see if it had come in 2-1, we would have lost £3.49. But all the other combinations, we would win our £1.04 stake, which is obviously the £1 stake plus the two pence stakes. As you can see, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 combinations because you can only have 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, or 3, 2 come in. All the rest are greyed out because the dogs 4, 5, and 6 didn't run. So if you go scroll all the way down here, so you can see how it limits all the possible. I've just lost that. You see how it limits all the possible combinations anyway. So going back to the spreadsheet, and I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'll show you a spreadsheet I'm putting together because I've still no idea what I'm doing yet when we lose a green track. I don't know whether to start the whole thing again from scratch, just continue on until we've lost all the green tracks, but then by the time we get down to the last 1 or 2, we're not going to get on many races per day. So maybe a combination of the two. I might wait until we've lost, say, 2 or 3 tracks in the green section and then stop it and then start the whole thing again. So you can see down here, I've called it run 1, but what I might do is I'm giving each track a rating from 1 through to 9. It'll be colour coded like that. And obviously I've got nothing against 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 yet. But based on how the tracks perform when they go out, I'm just giving them a rating of between 1 and 9, where 9's really good and 1's rubbish. So Kinsley went out on the first day, Hove went out the second day, Doncaster went out on the 15th, and one more took a bit longer, went out on the 16th, and Toaster went out on the 18th yesterday. So the idea has been they'll be given 1, 2, and 3 if they don't make it into green. Any that last longer in the red that go out between now and sort of a week or two's time, I'll probably be 3. If they make it into a green, then they'll probably be rated into the green big time section. They'll be rated from 4 onwards. What I'm going to do, this will be like, say if this is run 1. Like I say, once we get 3 failures in the green, I might just reset all the numbers. I've got all the strategies together ready to go, so we'll reset it all from scratch and start again. Again, if there's any other ideas in the comments about what you think I should do, then let me know and give me a shout because I'm very interested, because this is all new to me as well, really. And so I'd be interested. I'm just thinking, what do I do when I start losing 1 or 2? Because obviously, once I've lost 2, that's going to be probably, if we see an average of, say, 75 quid per loss. Once I've lost 2 tracks, that's £150 taken off the profit. Would still be in profit because I've got a little table here. These are my daily P&Ls for Greyhound racing from Betfair Exchange. You can go into Betfair Exchange and have a look at your P&L each day, or for a number of days, but I've been doing it daily. So you can see when I started off, this is when I just had the red section. And it was about here when I put 2 into the green on the 14th, I put another 2 or 4 in on the 15th, and I put 2 in since. Only put 1 in on yesterday, I think it was. So we've got about 11 in the green now, I think. And I'm not planning on putting any in the green today because I don't think any qualify. I had a quick look earlier and they didn't meet the qualifying criteria. I'll do another video on that when I'll show you how I look through them on the red section to see what I think should go into the green. But we've got 175, so even if we lost 1 now, that would probably say knock 75 off and we'd still have £100 profit. Do we start again then? Do we carry on and risk losing another 75-ish? Or, start again from scratch? Because if we start again from scratch, we could get the same kind of figures. Also, we might not get the same kind of figures. We might be out after day 1 or 2. But then the idea here is to put the next phase, the next run along here, and build up a history of the track's performance. So Kinsley has a rating of 1 now, it might get to a 3, 4, 5, or maybe even get to a 9, which will stick the cat amongst the pigeons, really, because then how do you work that out? Again, that would probably dictate and show that it's just pot luck, whether you've got a good track or a bad track on consecutive different ones. But then again, if we do get some that hit a 9, I mean, the ones that are looking like a 9 at the moment are going to be your things like where you've got the highest amount in here. So we've got like £25, we've got £26 in 2 of these. So that kind of thing, the higher the ones. Obviously, Sunderland's a bit disappointed there because they've only got £1, and so is Perry Bar. That's because there was racing last night, and they only put 1 bet on last night in the 2036. All the other meets, all the other races of that meet, must have been odds over 10. I probably need to check that race as well because the odds were 5.4, and it might be one where there wasn't 6 dogs running. And again, Sunderland's only got 1 on there. So what I'm going to do here now, just before I go, so it'll be a quick update, and on a bit longer. I'm just going to reset Crayford. So again, if I move along to this end, you can see Crayford's at a total profit of £25.60. And I'm going to reset it because this is the one where we lost the last race last night. I know they're not racing at Crayford today, but at least I'll get it lined up. And that's the one I'm bottling out of it, so I'm just going to reset it. And you just click on yes because it'll tell you that it'll restart the strategy and all the strategy bets will be removed. So click on yes. And so you see it sets that back to 0, and now it's waiting again for 2 consecutive losses. So it effectively got rid of that last loss. You can do that anytime, really. It doesn't have to be the last race of the day. I could have done it on one of the ones last night that I wasn't keen on, but I'm just trying to let them run as long as I can, because then it'll have a true reflection on when these things knock up and finish. But you can see there it's got £25.60 as the all-time profit and loss for that strategy. So if we start making money here, it'll just add on to there as well. Okay, so that's how you do that. To summarise, we're still doing pretty well. We've got about £173 profit, I think, that I said. And we've got Pure Grange set up for the day, and we've got all these going today. There's only about, like I say, 5 meets today that are in our green section, so we'll see how those get on, and we'll see how much we get out of those 5 meets today. Any questions? Oh, sorry, one thing. I did get a comment about the forecast market, and I'm not sure. I wasn't 100% sure on the question, what it meant, but this market tab here shows you all your markets. So you can see then ones are football ones. This is Greyhound because it's got a little sign of Greyhound. I don't know if it's easy to see or not. Usually profit and loss from each market. Now you can load these markets in advance, and they're automated as well. So if I scroll down, you can see I've got all the future markets coming up. In fact, these on future times are now 10:37. So you can see anything with a green blob here. It means we've got a bet on. So you can click on it and you can see what the bet is. We've got quite a few on that because it's one of the football strategies that places quite a few bets. So that's like over 1.5 goals bet. Now, what somebody was mentioning was having trouble with this. So basically, all you do is click on that auto load button, and these are your auto load markets from Betfair Exchange. So if you look at the Greyhound forecast one there, you just click on that. You can see here, you just give it a name. So I call it Greyhound's forecast, and then you can see auto reload markets and the default 6 hours 55 minutes. So every 6 hours 55 minutes, or effectively every 7 hours, Betfair Bot Manager will look at the Betfair Exchange markets for Greyhound's forecasts and load in all the future races for the next day. Set the 1 day there. So it'll always load them. It won't duplicate them, but it'll keep every 7 hours, it'll load them in for the next day. So you can see that set the Greyhound, you click on refresh, and then it gives you all the different markets for Greyhounds. And that one's just set to forecast. And then you just save that. And what that'll do is it will just load in all the forecasts into this screen here. So it'll show if I go further down here, you should be able to see these are football there. There was a couple of Greyhound ones there. If I just go back up one, a couple of Greyhound races. Still lost it. And just gone again. These are all football because I've got a football one running as well. So, alright, there's some there. So you can see there's 3 at the top there. So you can see they've got a different event name showing Greyhound race, whereas these have got football match names. So that's how you do that. If you've still got trouble with that, give us another shout and I'll try and get you sorted on that. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Cheers now. Bye.